Escape to Haven Health Spa by Nirvana. Excel Plaza Grandad. We know real body care. This offer ends January 3rd.
Live from the Grenadian capital, this is the GBN television news. GBN, covering you from the Grenadine Island chain to Brooklyn, New York, via the World Wide Web on www.gbn.gd.
The news headlines is brought to you compliments GUT Credit Union.
These have been tough times, and we could all use a helping hand to get through this period. GUT Credit Union gives you the opportunity to do just that without a worry. What are you looking forward to? A relaxing staycation? Brand new appliances or devices? Consolidating your debt to get more money in your pocket? Not a member? No worries. Come in and find out how you too can make the most of this offer. Or visit us today. Yes, you can have a brighter Christmas season with GUT Credit Union. GUT Credit Union. It's where you belong.
This is the GBN News for today, Friday, December 4th, 2020. I am Beverly Telesford. In the headlines, opposition leaders' absence from the House of Representatives forces the Speaker to suspend presentations on the 2021 budget. Nazimberg smiles in response to questions about returning to the helm of the NDC. United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs removes cannabis from a list of dangerous drugs, and a visually impaired teacher says persons like him are underestimated as the world observes International Day for Persons with Disabilities. Can you tell us what's coming up in sports, Trellona?
Tonight in sports, West Indies double century, and we take a look at Volcanoes practice game. And we look at what's happening around the region where 150 guns disappear from Guyana's police force, and the St. Lucia bans chicken importation.
We'll have the details of these and other stories after this message.
This is GBN, the nation's news leader. This segment is brought to you by Quartz Grenada Limited.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Quartz, bringing value home.
Good evening, this is GBN News at 7. Signals may have gotten mixed following the 2021 budget presentation this week. The opposition leader says he's in deep preparation for a budget debate come Monday. He says the Constitution grants him 2 days to prepare his response, which should explain his absence from Friday's sitting. However, the Speaker of the House says his no-show means that the word debate is no longer on the table, as his contribution will now be considered a presentation.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement says he is preparing his response to the 2021 budget to be presented on Monday in accordance with the Constitution. Contributions to the budget by members of Parliament were scheduled to start at 9 a.m. Friday, following the presentation by Minister of Finance, the Honourable Gregory Bowen, on Wednesday. However, the proceedings began 3 minutes late as the House awaited the arrival of a few latecomers, including Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell and Mr. Clement. When the sitting started, Speaker of the House, Michael Pear, announced that he will allow presentations to proceed.
The Leader of the Opposition has failed to communicate in any way. Whether he is late, if there is a problem, or if there's some issue. It is clear to me then that the Leader of the Opposition has no intention of debating the issue today or any other day. And so we couldn't wait for him indefinitely. I expect every member of this House to have respect for the House. And that means that when you're expected to be here to do something or to debate or to make presentation, that members are here on time to perform their role.
With Mr. Clement being the first leader of the opposition in the parliament in 7 years, it was anticipated that his presentation will immediately follow that of the Minister of Finance, as was done in the past. However, in his absence, Minister of Tourism Clarice Modest-Kerwin addressed the House as the first speaker on Friday. However, Prime Minister Mitchell stood on a point of order to inquire how the budget debate will proceed with Mr. Clement being absent.
As it stands right now, if the opposition leader does not respond, then we go into presentations. So I think the Speaker needs to give us some clarity.
That would mean, therefore, that we have gone back to having presentations made. The leader of the opposition, when he comes, if he comes, would be allowed to make a presentation, just as any other member of the House, the timing of which will be 1 hour. His would be a presentation. It's unfortunate, but we cannot hold up the entire nation and this honorable House to the fancy of the leader of the opposition.
When contacted Friday morning, the opposition leader, in an exclusive interview with GBN, says he is in the process of preparing for his response to the 2021 budget presentation on Monday.
Budget was presented on Wednesday, and they expect me to come on Friday, which is just 1 day of preparation. The Speaker stated that he did not anything in the orders of the Constitution that says that I would have to the time of my presentation. I took that to mean that the Speaker was giving me the courtesies that I asked, which is 2 days. Yes, I will prepare, and I will go to the People's Parliament on Monday. In the case where he will give me 1 hour like everybody else, this is unconstitutional, because the Constitution and the Standing Order clearly states that of Her Majesty's opposition will have equal time with the presenter of the budget, or whichever one is more.
Mr. Clement explained his absence from Friday's sitting.
I took it from the Speaker that I did not have to present first today. I did send a message to the Speaker that I will not be able to attend today because I am not through with preparation. You would want the leader of Her Majesty's opposition, especially in a time like now, to be well prepared. And I am home now because the preparation continues.
From GBN News, Janelle MacDonald.
Clement's absence during Friday's sitting of the House of Representatives has forced Speaker of the House, Michael Peer, to suspend presentations on the 2021 estimate of revenue and expenditure by members of Parliament. Finance Minister and Leader of Government's Business, Gregory Bowen, put a motion to the House, which was passed.
We suspend the debate on the budget for a period so as to take on other parts of the bill, other items on the agenda of the bill, which is, I think, one motion and 2 bills, one motion and 2 bills, so as to facilitate the attendance of constituents at the debate. So we are going to suspend the debate for a time and take on the item of the motion and 2 bills and then get back to the debate.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell was not too pleased about what he categorized as irresponsibility on the part of the opposition leader.
If somebody accepts to be leader of the opposition and wants to be, and is telling me that he has from the 18th of November to the 3rd of December to prepare to meet a fundamental responsibility, and he's saying he has to wait for the weekend to respond, and therefore put this whole House procedures and work out of sync. So the rest of us has to play catch up because the leader of the opposition refused to meet his responsibility, and when he was contacted, that he literally hid from all contacts so that he forces us in this situation. I think we need to call it out for what it is. An highly irresponsible act on the part of a member who says he wants to be the leader of the opposition.
The budget debate will continue on Monday, December 7th, 2020. In the preliminary analysis of the budget by a panel on GBN on Wednesday night, questions were posed to former Finance Minister Anthony Boson as to government's rationale for the 6% positive growth projection in GDP for 2021. Former NDC political leader and Finance Minister Nazim Burke had a barrage of questions for the member of the current administration as to which sector would spike economic growth after the country was in lockdown for several months. Jared Joseph has more in this report.
An ordinary budget in extraordinary times is how former Finance Minister Nazim Burke has labeled the 2021 budget presentation. Burke took the present administration to task to find out how they intend to outperform the last 5 years in terms of growth rate. Grenada currently has an estimate GDP of negative 12.6%.
So I don't share the view that 6.6% growth can be realized next year. It is not impossible, but I would suggest that it's highly unlikely.
Former Finance Minister Anthony Boson's response seemingly lent credence to why infrastructure got the biggest pie and why agriculture sits in 9th place.
As he rightly said, the response time in agriculture will not be as quick as, let us say, you put on a building. Agriculture will not, if you invest in agriculture now, do you not expect to get the kind of return immediately? And remember that agriculture contributes only 8% of your total GDP. Yeah, so it's not a large sector in terms of any increase will magnify in terms of the overall increase. So we have to take that into consideration.
Boson also adds that the uncertainty of tourism and SGU still remains a factor for growth in 2021.
If this 6% is to be achieved, then there must be an increase in the implementation rate that will bring it to about 70%. And I know that the government has taken steps in terms of removing some of the bottlenecks, the manpower constraints, the technical constraints in the ministry to help facilitate the implementation of projects.
Buck rebutted by noting the constraints of government lacking local counter-financing to draw on external funding.
Yes, Naz, I agree with you on that, but let us look at the figures. In terms of the financing of the PSIP, you're looking at grants, and that is mainly from the National Transformation Fund. That's not money we have to go abroad and look for. That money resides locally. You're talking about $172 million will be financed from that fund. That 56% of your PSIP funding will be from the National Transformation Fund as grants. And the remaining 43.7% will be concessionary loans and grants received externally.
Right.
And which itself, sorry?
No, I'm saying which itself carries some risks, because although you have one source of financing, one source of financing accounting for 56% of the capital program, that source has two components. One component is the monies that are already there in the fund, and the other component are what you expect will be coming in next year. With COVID still a factor, and the uncertainties that you yourself have just mentioned, you really cannot say with certainty that those funds are going to be available.
I am Jared Joseph for GBN News.
It may have seemed to be a simple question requiring a simple answer. However, that wasn't the case when former political leader of the NDC, Nazim Burke, was asked if there's a possibility of him returning to the helm of the party. The question has arisen in the wake of the resignation of Franca Alexis Bernardine. However, Burke has been very coy in response to that question.
Well, I don't know the answer to that question.
Former Finance Minister Nazim Burke responded to suggestions and talks that he is one of the people being considered to take up the leadership of the National Democratic Congress, the NDC, following the resignation of Franca Alexis Bernardine as its political leader. On Wednesday's special edition of Beyond the Headlines with host Mrs. Odette Campbell, Burke avoided giving a direct response, saying, "I don't know the answer to that question."
And could that future leader be Nazim Burke?
Well, you know, I don't like to make pronouncements about this and that and never and so on. You know, if somebody had said to me that there would come a time in my life when I would see everybody in the world walking around with a mask in their face, I would say that's impossible. I don't know. At this particular point, there are no immediate plans.
If approached, would you lean towards saying yes, you'd ascend to the position of political leader?
I have answered you as best I could, Ms. Campbell. I don't want to say things I shouldn't say.
Burke said he was saddened to learn about Mrs. Alexis Bernardine's resignation due to health challenges. However, he is confident the party is resilient to find someone to move forward. Burke resigned from the NDC as political leader nearly 3 months after he led the party to a crushing defeat to Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell's New National Party, leaving the NDC with 0 of the 15 seats. He informed the nation then that he made a decision to resign by himself and was not being pushed out by anyone. The other former party member whose name is in the mix to step in for the NDC leadership is Michael Church. Church was one of the people expelled from the party after he had quit the Tillman Thomas cabinet in 2010 because of a demotion to a junior ministerial position. Church said his loyalty now is to the Grenada movement.
I am a member of a non-governmental organization called TGA.
And does that preclude rejoining the NDC?
Mrs. Campbell, I thought I was clear. I want to give all the various parties an opportunity to get their houses in order so that we can have a healthy democracy.
Adrian Persuader Thomas is the interim political leader of the party following Alexis Bernardine's departure, and he says the party is not short of people to take up the leadership position, while General Secretary of the party Glenn Noel says they are open to a discussion with Mr. Church if the need arises. Cherry and Blackman Stephen, GBN News.
Many continue to ponder on the resignation of Mrs. Franca Alexis Bernardine as the political leader of the National Democratic Congress. The question on the minds of many surrounds the implications of her resignation for the party, especially if an election is called anytime soon. For one former member of the party, this will depend on who the party chooses as its leader. Trellona Charles has been listening to this discourse and sends us this report.
The resignation of the National Democratic Congress's leader, Franca Bernardine, has had many Grenadians speculating about the current state of the party and, by extension, Grenada's political landscape. Former member of government Carl Hood in GBN's Release It program last week said Mrs. Bernardine's resignation is a double-edged sword.
On the one hand, it's a blow for the party, because the party would need proper structure, and especially having to go up again for another election. I don't know how soon it's going to be called. And if you don't have a cohesive group of persons, it will be difficult. But on the other hand, maybe that may be a good thing to get younger persons, a more vibrant person, a person who may be more on the cutting edge to take leadership there.
After the presentation of the 2021 budget on Wednesday, many are questioning whether the national election will be called sooner than expected. When host Godfrey Augustine questioned if Mrs. Bernardine's resignation secures the victory of the new national party in the next election, Mr. Hood said that is dependent on NDC's leadership selection.
Having lost a leader now, NDC would have to find a leader, somebody that when the nation look at both leaders would say, well, this leader seems capable, and so there can be some sort of some sort of real competition.
But does the recent resignation open up the opportunity for a brand new party to take power? Mr. Hood had this to say.
I think it's possible for a group to emerge, but they got to emerge with persons that the nation could gravitate to, that is known nationally, is known that people could look at them, look at the grouping and say, look, I can have confidence in these persons. But to emerge out of nowhere, right, it'd be difficult.
While Adrian Thomas functions as the interim leader of NDC and the public awaits the appointment of a permanent leader, rumors are circulating that a past member of the organization may be selected, but no decision has yet been made. Trellona Charles, GBN News.
This is News at 7. Still to come, the UN votes to remove cannabis from the list of dangerous drugs. Stay with us.
Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening at Republic Bank. No interest rate happening. Quick approval happening. Christmas time happening at Republic Bank.
And 2020 on a merry note at Republic Bank as we spread the holiday cheer with our Make It Happen loans. Republic Bank is here to lighten up your spirit with quick approvals and cash prizes valued at over $10,000.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Christmas in Grenada plus Flow equals a tablet for your family. Get a Samsung A7 tablet for only $80 when you add your mobile to your home services bundle. Save 50% on your mobile bill and spend the holidays connected with faster internet speeds. Call us today at 1-800-804-2994 and sign up.
Food is fundamental, and at Caribbean Agro Industries Limited, we source premium quality wheat and other ingredients, so you get the best results in the kitchen, bakeries and farms. For over 35 years, we've supplied Grenada with the finest flour and animal feed. The tastiest cakes, pastries or breads are baked with the region's finest flour. Buy the products you've trusted for all these years. Baker's Pride, Supreme and Sunshine Flour. Get the best of your farm animals with our master mixed feed brands. Support local. Buy products that are made in Grenada. Call us on 440-2954 or visit us at Mount Gay St. George or check our Facebook page. Caribbean Agro Industries Limited, a subsidiary of ADM. Unlocking nature, enriching life.
This Christmas, we need the good vibes more than ever. At LA Purcell, shop all new selections at our home goods, appliance, and hardware stores. Brighten things up at our color center with paint to put the finishing touches on the industry's best building supplies. Last but not least, our annual yard sale is on again for 2 weeks at the LA Purcell car park in town and 3 weeks at our Riverwood store, both starting December 5th. Come and name your price. And remember, Purcell's motto is cash if you have it or credit if you want it.
Introducing the new Digicel Prime Bundle. It's simply more bundled together. 54 gigs for 7 days for only $25. More data, more fun. Activate today on the My Digicel app.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
The management and staff of Ariza Credit Union wishes you a joyous and peaceful Christmas. May you and your loved ones continue to be safe as you enjoy the festive season.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.
Ariza Credit Union, your financial freedom, your future.
We're here to make you happy, 'cause that's what we do.
Running low on groceries? Why not visit realvalueiga.com and experience our new online shopping platform. Place your order, then go out and enjoy your day to spend more time with friends and family. delivery available within select locations or in-store pickup available. Sounds simple, right? It is. Stress less, live more with Real Value IGA online store, where good food begins.
GBN leads, the others follow. This segment is brought to you by Republic Bank.
Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening. Christmas is happening at Republic Bank. Low interest rate happening. Quick approval happening. Christmas time happening at Republic Bank.
And 2020 on a merry note at Republic Bank as we spread the holiday cheer with our Make It Happen loans. Republic Bank is here to lighten up your spirit with quick approvals and cash prizes valued at over $10,000.
Christmas is happening at Republic Bank.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Welcome back to News at 7. Cannabis has been removed from the list of dangerous drugs. According to a CBS online article, the United Nations Commission in Narcotic Drugs voted to remove cannabis ricin from the category of the world's most dangerous drugs on Wednesday. GBN's Chrislina John has been following this development in light of recent moves in Grenada to decriminalize the drug.
The United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs' decision to remove cannabis from the category of the world's most dangerous drugs follows recommendation from the World Health Organization to remove cannabis and cannabis ricin from Schedule 4 of the 1961 Convention narcotic drug, where it was listed with heroin, cocaine, opium, and several other opioids. This decision, it says, has the potential to impact the global medicinal marijuana industry. Many countries have already taken steps in some cases to decriminalize marijuana for medicinal purposes. Grenada is yet to follow suit. GBN contacted the Drug Control Secretariat to get their feedback on this latest decision. However, we were told that the Drug Control Officer, Dave Alexander, was out of office. Local attorney and also an advocate for the decriminalization of marijuana in Grenada, Anselm Clouden, view this latest move by the UN as a giant step. What does that mean for Grenada?
The World Health Organization, on recommendation of some 53 countries, decided to remove cannabis from Schedule 4. It means that this government can now move ahead with alacrity and speed to legalize cannabis, because they no longer now have any international obligation under the Single Convention of 1961.
Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell addressed the issue at some of the town hall meetings, saying, in essence, it's time to rethink prior decisions. Honorable Gregory Bowen, during his budget presentation, stated that $10,000 has been budgeted for consultation on cannabis. Clouden had this to add.
The United Nations having removed it from the Schedule 4, the government can now pass legislation. This is the point. They can now move with speed. In the past, I remember Prime Minister Gonzalez saying that he couldn't move with the necessary dispatch because they had certain international obligations under the Single Convention on dangerous drugs or narcotics. Now that that impediment or fetter has been removed, countries can go ahead, as Canada did, and legalize marijuana, produce marijuana, export marijuana for medicinal purposes.
Chrislina John, GBN News.
In other news, Grenada is currently down to 2 remaining active cases of COVID-19 on island. That's according to a press release issued by the Ministry of Health on Friday. The ministry reported that Grenada's active case count was 11 in the week of November 20th, 2020, all of which were imported or import-related cases. Since then, 9 of those cases have been medically cleared, and no new cases have been diagnosed since. The 2 remaining active cases are expected to be medically cleared within the next few days. Ministry officials expect that there will be more new cases as international and regional flights are allowed in. However, the Health Ministry believes that testing protocols at ports of entry have been effective. The ministry is reminding the public to remain cautious and follow all COVID-19 protocols as the virus is unpredictable and should never be taken for granted. Grenada has joined in the annual observance of International Day of Disabled Persons. It seeks to promote an understanding of challenges related to disability and mobilize support for the dignity, rights, and well-being of persons with disabilities. In observance of the day, GBN's Godfrey Augustine spoke to a visually impaired person. Rena Pear tells us more in this report.
People with disabilities are one of the most excluded groups in our society and are among some of the hardest hit in this crisis. On Thursday, 3rd December, persons with disabilities around the world celebrated International Day for Persons with Disability under the theme, Building Back Better, Together, a disability-inclusive, accessible and sustainable post-COVID-19 world. In light of this, GBN's popular radio program, Release It with Godfrey Augustine, spoke to visually impaired teacher Jamal Phillip, who says persons like him are underestimated.
So you wear your thick glasses because it helps you to still drive. You wear your thick glasses because it helps you to still read, you know, and that is within the norm, so to speak. And so, as opposed to someone like me who is totally blind, of course, they would see it as obvious. Well, he can't see, so how you gonna cook? And he can't see, so how you gonna do that? And how you can't, you know. So this is where they would, you know, look at someone like me, totally different from as opposed to somebody who could see partially or, you know, need to take glasses to enhance their vision.
Dr. Sonia Nixon, who was also a guest on the show, explains that societal inclusiveness is important.
Okay, we are impatient generally, and often we have a lot of prejudice against people who we perceive often to be disabled, not offering them opportunities. So in rewriting our policies, as we start all over again, we have to include everybody, because everybody has a right to contribute to our development, whatever their talent is.
Also, in light of celebrating International Day of Disability, the Grenada National Council of the Disabled collaborated with the Grenada Community Library on Thursday to use a special section of the library for children with disability. For GBN News, I am Rena Pear reporting.
Meanwhile, Minister for Education Emmeline Pear says 2021 will be filled with opportunities for students who are differently abled. The minister explains that government has developed a policy that will be implemented in 2021 solely for the development of people with disabilities. This announcement was made at a town hall meeting on Thursday night in St. Andrew.
There are a number of things that we've already identified. As a matter of fact, we've gone so far that, Prime Minister, we are about to bring a policy. All this work was done, engaging all stakeholders. I mean, tremendous feedback and support from stakeholders. And we are going to Cabinet, I believe, before the year end. Within another couple weeks, we should be able to go to Cabinet with that policy, which is ready. The policy is ready. It has been submitted to the Cabinet Office. And what we would be doing is seeking support to expand that unit to be able to provide additional support.
The minister said that at present, her ministry has 20 teachers under a new program focusing on special education. Minister Pear said she believes that differently abled students should be placed in a special school only if it's necessary.
This concept of having a school for special needs student is something that we have to get away from that, except there is real need to have that child in that special facility. We have to be more inclusive. We have to be more accommodating of our children in mainstream. We do a lot in terms of discouraging these children. We do a lot in terms of trying to isolate them as a society, and we have to change our view of special needs students. All it means that they are special and they need special attention.
And now we turn our attention to what has been creating a buzz on social media. Trellona Charles has been scouting around the platforms.
This is Social Buzz, where we shine a light on the thoughts and concerns of our online audience. During Wednesday's Beyond the Headlines, past Finance Minister Nazim Burke made this comment.
If I had $3 million to spend when I had to choose between giving it to the teachers and restoring the traffic lights, I will give it to the teachers. Because I honestly do not believe that whether the traffic lights are working or not is going to make any significant difference in the flow of traffic in Grenada today.
Jose commented Mr. Burke is so right. Wasteful spending since the government has been in office. Andrea agreed. She said, instead of more pressing issues, traffic lights and airport taxiway. Another individual commented, teachers are great people. They need to be paid properly and given economic justice. And this person said, right now, teachers are more important than traffic lights. But Louise had another opinion. She said, teachers should be on continued professional development training in order to assess their productivity in terms of whether learning has taken place in their subject matter, teaching style, classroom management, and graduated teaching, especially with regards to students with learning challenges. Too many students who are not marketable exit the classroom. Wage increase should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, reasonable, and timed, as should classroom subject delivery. That's it for tonight's Social Buzz. As always, if you'd like to have your thoughts and concerns shared, remember to comment on GBN's Facebook page.
Now, from the thought process to the visual impact, it's time to take a peek through the GBN ISA lens.
A good eye captures all. GBN Eyesore is brought to you by Clear Vision.
You know us, but we knew. You feel at home with every visit. An experienced team offering personalized courtier service and trendy brand name lifestyle products. We're changing the vision care landscape one customer at a time. Clear Vision Eye Center. People and technology coming together to help you see the world with a clearer vision.
One would not associate Grand Dance in the south of the island with farming because of its urban landscape. However, our ISA submission tonight dispels that notion with photographs of a pumpkin that grew out of the soil in Montu St. George in the backyard of the home of our ISA reporter's parents. Still on the topic of unusual happenings, also featured in tonight's ISA is a bunch of bananas growing out of the stem of a banana tree. A peculiar sight indeed. Have any interesting photos and videos? Submit your ISA via WhatsApp on 4053-052 or our other social media platforms.
We take a break, but still ahead after years of promises. Will 2021 finally see the construction of the Carlton House? Government says yes, it will. This is News at 7. Stay with us.
Despite the situation we now face, one thing is for certain. We will get through this together. As much as we are a part of your community, you are a part of who we are. Let's take care of each other during this time, as we always do. And soon, we know that with the dawn of that new day, all of this will be over, and our land will once again be healed. In the meantime, stay safe. Know that we're here for you. Courts, bringing value home.
Them coconuts, rum lemon, passion fruit, sorrel, even the exotic spice syrup.
Ah, the flavored rums of Grenada Distillers Limited.
Class codes?
Yes, girl. They are all produced by the Grenada Distillers Limited in Woodlands. You know, all their rums are world-class and internationally acclaimed, winners of numerous gold medals.
the spicy rum.
Today that's number one rum. We drink it on sport. Add a little flavor to your life.
Get the Christmas feeling at Dean's Mattress today and all through the holiday season. Dean's is bringing you absolute great Christmas cheer. Your reward, supportive, a comfortable feel when you get a mattress from Dean's this Christmas season. Special offers on beds, foam, divans, and mattresses. Call Dean's today about your needs for odd size mattresses, baby crib mattresses, and mattresses for yachts. And of course, all the smart shoppers who placed your items on layaway, get them today. A special offer from Dean's. Free delivery island-wide and to the boat for the Carriacou and Pity Martinique customers. Call Dean's now, 440-3240 or 440-0552. Dean's Mattress, where quality is never compromised. Merry Christmas from Dean's Mattress.
Changes in sleep pattern, changes in appetite, lack of energy, no interest in work or hobbies, difficulty concentrating, constant sadness, thoughts of death and suicide. These are signs of depression. But there is help. Call 440-2269 and save a life today.
How going on, boy?
Hey, good, old things.
Hey, Daisy.
Yeah.
Boy, in line, boy. Your house looking a real good day.
Boy, it's thanks to the hard-working and professional staff at the Housing Authority of Grenada. They handled me real nice. They did my plan, they did the construction, and I didn't even have to worry about a thing. They were there with me every step of the way, supervising the job, asking me about my concerns, giving me feedback as the house took shape. They were there from start to finish, and even put the keys in the palm of my hand. I give them an A++ for customer service.
Oh, it's people from housing bad, boy.
Boy, not bad. Excellent. If you're thinking about constructing your home, why not consult the Housing Authority of Grenada? You could visit them right down in the Sandino complex or give them a call, 440-1015 or 440-1016. Or check out their website, hag473.com. They go handle you. They go jog your blocks, they go draw your plan, they go tote your materials. Hey man, where you going? The Housing Authority of Grenada is your choice for affordable housing and a stress-free construction experience.
It's new, innovative and classy, and a cut above the rest. Your one-stop shop for bathtubs, kitchenette, customized doors and windows, and even a new paint job. We also sell quartz and solid surface countertops. At M&N Hardware, we offer best prices, excellent service, efficiency, and reliability. Visit us at Dusty Highway, Grandin, St. George, or call telephone number 440-6757. M&N Hardware, from foundation to roof. Let's build together.
This is GBN. We've got the means, the power, and the medium. This segment is brought to you by Flow.
Everyone connected plus Flow equals a new way of living. And now when you add a mobile line to your Flow in-home service, you have two great ways to stay connected and save. Get 20% off your 7 or 30-day prepaid plan, or save 30% on a postpaid plan. That's how we save and stay connected. Call us or visit discoverflow.co today. Terms and conditions apply.
Welcome back. Although a date is not set for the commencement of construction on the Carlton House, 2021 is in sight. The Grenada Cooperative Bank is well on its way in the accumulation of funds towards the re-establishment of the facility. The bank is waiting the formal approach from government as it relates to the design and location.
The bank has set a target to raise $500,000 towards the re-establishment of the Carlton House. Managing Director of the Grenada Cooperative Bank, Richard Duncan, speaking on the issue during a media brief on Tuesday, recognized who he referred to as their alliance partners and the Pump It Up Family Fund work in realizing this dream.
And despite the fact that these two alliance partners have been, in my opinion, hardest hit based on the sector they operate in, i.e. Koyaba and Wagiti. Ms. Denika Sherman of Koyaba and Mr. Wayne Redhead. We also want to commend them for their commitment and support and amounts that they have been committed to paying in and have paid in into the fund, which now stands at $325,000. So again, we are this close to the $500,000.
The bank's managing director says they await government's call for engagement.
The $1 million question now is, what lies ahead with the government's commitment to, put $1 million towards the effort? Just let me remind people that the efforts of the bank and our alliance partners, those efforts are designed to ensure that the facility is re-established. Once the government determines where that is going to be, the configuration it is going to take, the designs and stuff like that, we then would engage to see here is how our $500,000 can be utilized.
The government has vowed to pump $1 million towards the project. After first announcing at the beginning of April this year the goal of fast-tracking the reconstruction of the Carlton House, Health Minister Nicholas Steele, during a press brief in May, reiterated government's view to prioritize the building of the facility. Steele said at that time, the design and construction of Carlton House, which previously served as one of the two institutions for substance abuse patients, is expected to begin between the said May months and December, albeit at a new location. During the budget presentation on Wednesday, Minister for Finance, Honorable Gregory Bowen, spoke again on the expected start of the facility.
The refurbishment of Carlton Home to provide support to our citizens who are facing challenges with substance abuse cannot wait any longer, Mr. Speaker. The government applauds the Grenada Cooperative Bank Limited for recognizing the importance of this facility and for their stellar efforts in raising resources towards its reconstruction. Government has provided a sum of $1 million to commence rehabilitation of the Carlton House. Next.
The purpose of the Carlton House facility was to provide an environment of rehabilitation for persons struggling with substance abuse. On September 7, 2004, Carlton House was destroyed by Hurricane Ivan. The remaining structure was then completely destroyed by fire on the 24th of February, 2006. Christelina John, GBN News.
In other news, members of the Media Workers Association of Grenada, MWAG, have appointed a 5-member Constitution Review Committee. They will review draft recommendations drawn up by a subcommittee, which was appointed earlier this year. The committee has 90 days to review the document and propose amendments to MWAG members. According to MWAG President Sherrian Noel, the current Constitution is over 20 years old and amendments to some sections are long overdue.
The Constitution Review is something that members and the executive have been speaking about for a while now. And during the AGM on Saturday, the 28th of November, a motion was tabled and it was passed, and the Constitution Review Committee was extended to 5 persons. It now includes Gerard Joseph, Nigel Macklin, and Sophia Phillip, along with myself and Linda Straker.
MWAG believes amendments are needed in response to changes within the media landscape locally and abroad.
to review that constitution within 90 days. We are to have online discussions with members as to the different pointers that we've proposed, suggestions that we are coming up with, get their feedback. After that process is over, we would take the draft to our legal representative to ensure that it is worded and it is fit for purpose, and then we present. And after that process, then a meeting will be called and we will proceed thereafter to have an election. So at that time, everyone will be clear as to who can hold the position of president.
Now, the implications of the COVID-19 pandemic have been far-reaching. One of many projects impacted was the Youth Ambassadors Project, with specific focus on CARICOM component. However, CARICOM Youth Ambassador Jashon Clark says they are not daunted and remain focused as plans have been established for 2021 and beyond. We get more from the division's Assistant Communications Officer, June Paul.
Youth inclusion in the decision-making process is high on the agenda of the Division of Youth Development. Young persons throughout Grenada are given an opportunity to serve as representatives through the CARICOM Youth Ambassadors Program, which is aimed at developing a cadre of dynamic young Caribbean leaders equipped to educate their peers about regional integration. Biannually, CARICOM member states, including Grenada, is eligible to nominate one male and one female to act as the country's CARICOM Youth Ambassador for a term of 2 years. The program provides young people ages 18 to 25 who perform an advocacy and peer education role an opportunity to serve as a voice for the youth in the decision-making process. Having a passion for advocacy and a love for people, Jashon Clark holds the position of Grenada's male representative for the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Program. Speaking with host Sherry-Ann Noel on a recent Spice Morning program, Clark underscored the importance of youth advocacy, especially in these challenging times.
Youth advocacy, basically, it gives young people a voice, and it's very important for us to be heard, for us to show adults, show other people that we have solutions to some of the world's problems and that we can have an impact, basically, whether it becomes to policy making, creating initiatives, creating programs, creating groups. All of these things can help to create a better Grenada, a better Caribbean region, and a better world that we live in.
With a background in youth work and a bachelor's degree in business management, Jashon is well known among the youthful population for taking the initiative in empowering and developing well-informed and well-rounded young individuals. Jashon also took the time to echo sentiments of encouragement to his fellow peers.
I just want to encourage everyone, when you see a problem, while we like to sit down and talk about these problems and all the things that went wrong, I would encourage everyone to think about what can be done right, what they can do, and to see the social circles, the resources that they have available to them, and see how they can make an impact. If it is that you have any suggestions, feel free to follow us on the CARICOM Youth Ambassador Facebook page and send us a message, and we will listen to it and respond to you as soon as we can.
Many of the ambassadors' plans for 2020 were greatly affected due to the onset of COVID-19, but they remain optimistic that several of their projects and plans will be implemented in the new year. Reporting for the Division of Youth Development, I am June Paul.
Stay with us. We have the weather and sports up next.
Hey man, well man, that's you making us that trip. Why doing all this more? Things tight since COVID, you know. And Christmas coming, the toys to build, and my house and my car to repair, and the wife go and chill with and what you want me to do? I'm expect to do all that with more. But what you want me to do? Why don't go down my communal? You don't have to pay them until January. They have 20,000 in giveaway giving away, and the interest rate low. And listen to me, I try them orders and them never look good. Who they want them on? Well, watch, like you have more than your ears. Choose your loan at communal, giving you the money for what you want to do. It's a loan for you. You know what? I'll get them a little try. Listen. Where you going on this mud? Don't need it. Leave the mud, man. When you go down there, the rate's low. Low.
looking for quality herbs and herbal supplements? Or are you thinking about having a complete body cleanse to jumpstart your health? Then no need to look further. Visit Nirvana Natural Health Clinic, Detox Center, and Natural Health Store. We carry a wide range of herbal products for kidney and gallstone cleansing, male sexual enhancement formulas, asthma and sinusitis, gas and bloating, acid reflux, constipation, arthritis, imbalanced hormones, female health issues, liver cleansing, weight loss, and so much more. Also available, colonic irrigation, holistic health consultations, essential oils, and diffusers. Look out for our online natural health store coming soon. Call 231-6642 418-7115 or 449-7753 to find out about our delivery options or to book an appointment. Visit us at Belmont St. George's, close to the Foliage, Monday to Saturday, 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. Nirvana Natural Health Clinic. Detox your way to health.
Hills and Valley Med Care Center, located on Grenville Street, St. George's, has a highly professional team that gives excellent service in massage therapy, physiotherapy, speech therapy, medical consultation, and more. Hills and Valley Med Care Center sells a wide range of medical supplies, offers home visits for patients in Grenada and Carriacou, and opens Monday to Saturday, 10 a.m. through to 7 p.m. Visit or call Hills and Valley Med Care Center today, 435-6904.
Ofio.com. Sale. All the outlets, hotspot outlets. You're going to go to the Carnage, the Grenville, or the Sutter's hotspot, and you get sales and deals on all items. You can get these on potato, you can get these on saltfish, onion, garlic, mackerel, toilet paper, and we even have the currants and the raisin at $10 per pound, lowest price island-wide. So people just come down or go up or go across, but just make sure and go to hotspots.
Tropical shipping is fast and reliable. Always on time, safe and affordable. Friendly staff here to connect you. Tropical worldwide, you must get you. Shop online and you get it on time. Hassle free to meet your deadline. Consolidate any size, any load with tropical shipping, so we ship everything. I can't wait to ship with tropical. I can't wait. No package to big, no small. I cannot wait to ship with tropical. No package too big, too small. Just ship with tropical.
Local agents, George F. Huggins and Company, Grenada Limited. A telephone number 440-8787 or visit our website at www.tropical.com. Email us at grenadasales@tropical.com. Tropical Shipping, committed to island life.
Keeping an eye on the weather. This is GBN. We've got you covered.
Weather for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique valid for tonight and the following 3 days. Weather tonight mostly fair with light isolated showers. Tonight's minimum temperature 23 degrees Celsius. Winds east-northeasterly to easterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 4 to 6 feet in open water. There is no warning tonight. Tides would be low at 1 a.m. And now for a look at the 3-day forecast. Weather for Saturday, December 5th, partly cloudy with light isolated showers. Weather for Sunday, December 6th, partly cloudy with light isolated morning showers. And weather for Monday, December 7th, mostly fair.
Good evening, sporting fans. I'm Trellona Charles. Openers John Campbell and Craig Brathwaite batted purposefully for 2 hours from New Zealand's Simmers to hand West Indies a solid start after Kane Williamson's third career double hundred on Friday. At the close of the second day, West Indies were 49-0, with the left-handed Campbell unbeaten on 22 and Brathwaite on 20, neither providing a chance in 26 overs in the final season at Seddon Park in Hamilton. Their resolve was all the more important against the backdrop of Williamson's career-best 251, which propelled the Black Caps to 519-7, before he declared about half hour after tea. Here are some match highlights.
Again, picked away. That'll be 4 for Taylor. Very strong off his pads. Full and edged. Has that gone onto the ground or has that carried through? A little bit of uncertainty, but celebrations going on here for Gabriel in the Western. Oh, he's picked the gap, and there it is. Test match 100, number 22 for New Zealand's little maestro.
Sure, gets himself into a wonderful position, almost just knocks the ball on its head.
That is brilliant in the end. In the end, it was very casual initially from Jason Holder.
Yeah, timing's good through cover. Timing is excellent. Oh, it's a good piece of fielding too.
He gets him again. He gets him again.
Yeah. Driven, finds the gap. He finds the gap, and it will run away. What a way to bring up his third double century. An innings of the
Smashed a century of 102 to lead Volcanoes Orange to victory as the Windward Volcanoes franchise hosted a practice match on Thursday. Volcanoes Orange scored 234 all out as Cato and Dylan Douglas with 46 runs led the scoring. Teddy Bishop captured the final 2 wickets for just 5 runs to help Volcanoes Green restrict Team Orange. Volcanoes Green was more solid with the bat as Kavim Hodge scored 39, Alec Athanase 68 and Sunil Ambrose 46, both unbeaten. However, Volcanoes still won by 31 runs. Tonight, we take a look at what's happening around the region, starting with Guyana. It's shameless to say that 150 guns disappeared under the watch of Leslie James and Kamraj Ramjatan. So says the former Minister of Public Security, Kamraj Ramjatan, asserting that the police have embarked on a propaganda war. Here are more details from Travis Chase.
The police force has confirmed that several ranks are still under close arrest over the reported disappearance of 150 guns from the force's armory at Ivleri. The force has drawn the conclusion that the weapons disappeared while Kamraj Ramjatan was Minister of Public Security and Leslie James the Commissioner of Police.
Well, that's a shameless thing to say, and especially by the new brass, the police force there, which now has come in back into positions to make that claim, because I think that is where it is coming from. The politicos in the PPP are also going to try to blow that up. I am totally unaware of any of that kind of thing. The armory was always controlled by the relevant officers, and those officers have first-hand possession, literally, and control over all those arms.
Former Public Security Minister Kamraj Ramjatan speaking with Nightly News exclusively. This newscast understands that the weapons were discovered missing during an audit of the Guyana Police Force by the Special Organized Crime Unit.
They must not distract from where these guns have gone. They must ensure that they go after the policemen or others who might have done any mischief there. But nothing under my watch happened, as far as I am aware, to those things.
A credible source familiar with the investigation told the Nightly News that the missing guns also comprise those that are part of ongoing criminal investigations. For the former Public Security Minister, the issue must not be made a political one.
The propaganda war is being fought here by some, and the PPP has mastery over that propaganda war. And that is why they will try as best as possible to tarnish and
The stern-speaking former Public Security Minister asserted that any attempt to tarnish his name could be deemed libelous.
So they're going to then put articles, 152 guns missing, and then they put Ramjatan photograph. Now, I could not understand that. That is almost libelous. But I am not the kind of character that goes to court with libelous remark. I have written the pieces, you know, with the press, freedom of expression, but it is totally irresponsible what they're doing.
Minister of Home Affairs Robeson Ben recently told the press that those found responsible for the missing weapons will be dealt with condignly, saying that the situation is alarming. Travis Chase, HGP Nightly News.
In St. Lucia, the Veterinary and Livestock Services Division is taking steps to safeguard the public from the highly pathogenic avian influenza outbreak in Europe. The division has placed temporary restrictions on the importation of fresh, chilled and frozen poultry meat from the United Kingdom in particular.
Chicken wing lovers may have to switch to another poultry product to satisfy their cravings. The Veterinary and Livestock Services Division has banned the importation of chicken from the UK due to a bird flu outbreak with immediate effect. Acting Veterinary Officer Dr. Shameen Melvin Edwin says St. Lucia mainly sources chicken wings from the UK.
What we've instituted is a temporary restrictions on the importation of poultry and poultry products from the UK, as well as, of course, live birds hatching eggs from the UK.
The Livestock Services Division has been in talks with importers to help them brace for shortage in chicken wings. The local poultry industry has lost one of their major markets to the pandemic.
And the tourism sector has been one of our major markets. And so our poultry processors have lost one of their major markets. And of course that has redounded in decreasing sales for processors. So that has been a major impact, a major blow for our poultry sector in terms of the loss of sales, loss of market access because of the pandemic.
Importation of live birds and hatching eggs is also banned. However, the health official believes that there will be enough eggs on the market to meet demand this holiday season. Gina Filippi, HTS News Force.
That's what's happening around the region. Up next, a reminder of tonight's top stories.
Recapping the headlines, opposition leaders absent from the House of Representatives forces the Speaker to suspend presentations on the 2021 budget. Nazim Burke smiles in response to questions about returning to the helm of the NDC. United Nations Commission on Narcotic Drugs removes cannabis from the list of dangerous drugs. And a visually impaired teacher says persons like him are underestimated as the world observes International Day for Persons with Disabilities. In sports, West Indies double century, and we took a look at Volcano's practice game. And in around the globe, St. Lucia bans chicken imports to safeguard the public from the influenza outbreak in Europe. If you missed any part of this newscast, the repeat of it will be broadcast at 10 o'clock tonight. Continue to follow us online at gbn.gd or on GBN Television Facebook page and YouTube channel for these and other top stories. I'm Beverly Telesford. That's news. Good night.